am Charlie and back and welcome to the Hismario123 show. Before we get into the main part of the episode, can you subscribe to the channel and rate 5 stars? That would be much appreciated. Anyway, let's talk about why you should be collecting for the Wii U and Nintendo 3DS right now. Now, the Wii U got some great games like... This is the worst selection I could have picked out, but here we go. We got Lego City Undercover. Not a good game. It's okay. Lego Batman 3. I haven't played enough of it to make a decision. Bayonetta 1. Never played it, heard it's good. Avengers Battle for Earth. I completed it in half an hour. It was fun, it's just very short. Wii U is going to have some rare games. It already has some rare games. As we talked about a little bit ago, Game & Wario. Rare as hell. Or expensive as hell. An English copy of Mario vs. or whatever, the Mario and Donkey Konga game. Those games are already coming up in price, as well as Mario and Sonic at the 2016 Olympic Games, and a few other games. They're already expensive. And the 3DS, I can't be bothered to bend down there, but you got your Pokemon. Pokemon only gets more expensive. I'm sorry, but it does. That's why people revert to buying fake Pokemon Ruby. It was like $10. What do you expect? It saves. It's fine. I also don't play it that often. Anyway, the point is, the Wii U and 3DS are only going to become more and more expensive as time goes on. So why not buy for them now? That's a good idea. What games, though, do you think will become more expensive, you may ask me? Well, I think I know. Sort of. Let's go through what I think will become some of the most expensive and sought after Wii U games to buy, and then we'll go through the 3DS. So, none of them. They will be fine. I think Mario and Sonic 2014 is already a bit expensive. This one was owned by Tregenza East. Well, that's where it came from. I don't know where that is. That's what someone wrote in permanent marker on the back of the game case. But, if you want my real answer, I think the physical copy of New Super Luigi U may become a bit more expensive than you think. You see, we all know the New Super Mario Bros. Series, like New Super Mario Bros. U, and New Super Mario Bros. Wii, DS, and 2, and Deluxe, and Run, I guess. These games basically followed the same formula on multiple consoles, as basically just each console was a new way to play New Super Mario Bros., with the exception kind of being the Wii U. See, Nintendo had this thing in like 2014, I think it was, or 2013 to 2014, called the Year of Luigi. 2013, because he started in 1983. The Year of Luigi was this year-long celebration about Luigi, his 30th anniversary. So we got such classics as New Super Luigi U, Dr. Luigi, Mario & Luigi Dream Team, which is about Luigi, or Dream Team Bros as it's called in Europe, and here, Australia. And a bunch of other fun things related to Luigi. One of those fun things, as I mentioned, was New Super Luigi U. New Super Luigi U is basically like a ROM hack, like an official ROM hack for New Super Mario Bros. U, where all the levels are harder and faster, and you play as Luigi, alongside Yellow Toad, Blue Toad, and Nabbit. Now, this was released as DLC for New Super Mario Bros. U, but they also released, as I showed before, a physical copy. They released many versions of this physical copy, and there's already a kind of rare version of it that was packaged with New Super Mario Bros. U, But I personally think that the solo copy of New Super Luigi U will, if it hasn't already, become kind of expensive. So I think if you find it, you should probably buy it. Don't take my word for it, though. I may not be right, but I feel like I might be. This is a bit tough. See, as I stated before, every Pokemon game becomes really expensive. But I'm talking about the mainline Pokemon games, so I'm talking about that. I'm talking about Pokken Tournament. I'm not actually quite sure. I think, because this isn't the Day 1 version, the Day 1 version came with an exclusive amiibo card called Shadow Mewtwo. It's the only Pokemon amiibo card ever, and it came with this game. It's also the only way you can play as Shadow Mewtwo in Pokken Tournament, because he's not in the arcade version, because this is an arcade game that they ported to the Wii U. This is the only way to play as Shadow Mewtwo. You probably hack him in, but if you want to play it officially, gotta need that amiibo card, and I reckon that version of the game will probably become expensive. Because it was only out for a day. It's a Day 1 edition, like how like Call of Duty or Tomb Raider has like these survival editions. I don't know if this is very rare, considering I bought it for like $10, but you get the idea. We all know Puyo Puyo Tetris, a release title, at least in Japan, I don't know if it was a release title here, for the Nintendo Switch. But what if I told you it's not a Nintendo Switch game, it's a Wii U port? Because the game released on the Wii U in... It doesn't say what year it came out, but I'm pretty sure it's 2014. 3 years before the Switch came out, Puyo Puyo Tetris came out on the Wii U. Now, I got this for like $10. But I reckon that game's gonna become expensive. And you want to know why? Because it's on a console that no one bought, and it's Puyo Puyo Tetris. It's going to become very expensive. I think more expensive than the Switch version, which I don't have. I have Puyo Puyo Tetris 2 for the PS5, but I don't have the first one. I obviously have the first one for the Wii U, so if I want to play, I'll just play the Wii U version. But you get the idea. I think you should definitely pick up Puyo Puyo Tetris for the Wii U. Even if it doesn't become rare, it's a really fun puzzle game that has a story mode. I know if you get the Wii U version, it's only in Japanese. Just get the Switch version if you just want to play a version of Puyo Puyo Tetris, because it's in English. But you get the idea. Just check it out. And I already talked about Game & Wario in another episode, but this game is already expensive. So, buy it. I haven't played it yet, but yeah, whatever. I don't know. I think that's all the Wii U games. Let's jump over to the 3DS. Okay. You can already work out what one of these, or half of these games are, then good for you. Let's talk about Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. I have both. I'm just cool like that. I actually got them both on Christmas Day from different people. Because I asked for these and a few of the other Pokemon games on the 3DS. And I got both. You don't need both. But I'm happy I do, because these games are still, to this day, like $60 or $70 Australian. That's the price it came out for. How the hell are these games still retail price? You can't even buy them, like, new anymore. I don't even want to get into Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I don't have Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. But my god. Should probably get onto these. as well as Pokemon Omega Ruby. I only have Omega Ruby. I don't have Alpha Sapphire. This is a remake of the Gen 3 Pokemon Ruby that I talked about earlier. People love Gen 3. I would not be shocked if this becomes the most expensive out of all of them. I have barely played it, by the way. I plan on playing the Pokemon game someday. Like, I'm currently playing Leaf Green on my main channel, as you know, but very slowly. But I'll get through them. And then, obviously, Pokemon Y and Pokemon X. I only have Y. These games, because they're the first 3DS ones, probably, I don't know. But the same concept as the other ones. But next we get into these two, and there's actually a lot more of these games. See, in 2017, the Nintendo Switch was out. That did not stop Nintendo from releasing 3DS games. So they released several. They released Yoshi's Woolly World on like a port to the 3DS, and a lot of others. I don't have the majority of them. They are at least 90 Australian dollars now. A large majority of them. But I have two. Some of the cheaper ones, but they're probably going to become more expensive because Nintendo didn't release that many copies of these games. Because they sold less than 100,000. Some of them. It's been so long my computer turned off. Yeah, a lot of these games did not sell more than 100,000 units. So Nintendo stopped making games for the 3DS, and they're expensive. But I actually have two of them right here. I've got Kirby Battle Royale. It's a battle game, I guess. I haven't played it, so I could not tell you. And then we've got the 3DS port of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is, of course, a Wii U game. You should probably pick that up too. And there's something very interesting about this port. So this port released on the same day as the Switch port of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. I don't know why. Nintendo just like being funky sometimes. I have both. But something very interesting is in these games. And spoiler alert for the Captain Toad games. Captain Toad on the Wii U, the end credits scene, some would call it, reveals that Captain Toad Treasure Tracker is a prequel to Super Mario 3D World, and you see Toad and Toadette go into the events of Super Mario 3D World. It takes place directly before Super Mario 3D World. However, the Switch port and the 3DS port change the ending/end credit scene. It's not an end credit scene anymore, it's just during the credits now. But it retcons it to being a prequel to Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know how that is possible. Or do I? One day, I'll be making a podcast episode and probably a main channel video about the Mario timeline. I'm going to get into my theories on how Captain Toad's both endings are canon. That's right, both endings are canon. What can I say? I literally just worked out in my head how they're both canon. You know what? Podcast exclusive. I don't know, haven't worked out yet if 3D World takes place before Odyssey. It most likely does. Actually, it'd probably have to. But the ending of the Wii U game happened, set off the events of Super Mario 3D World, and because this ending ends with Toad and Toadette in a minecart, I reckon after there are adventures in Super Mario 3D World, you just hop on another minecart. And, you know, go to the events of Super Mario Odyssey, which would mean Super Mario 3D World and Super Mario Odyssey take place one directly after the other, which is very possible, to be honest, because it would explain why Peach just wants to be on vacation, because she just went through this adventure in 3D World and then is immediately kidnapped by Bowser again. And that's probably why Bowser didn't kidnap her in 3D World. Oh my god, I'm working out so much stuff. So that's why Bowser didn't kidnap Peach in 3D World, because he was still planning the wedding. And he needed the sparkle Sprixies things to help set up the wedding, which is why you go to space in the prologue of the game and meet up with Rosalina. Because, I don't know, space stuff. And yeah, so both endings are canon, so I don't know what people are talking about. Super Mario Galaxy obviously would have to take place before both 3D World, Captain Toad, and Super Mario Odyssey, because you see the Comet Observatory in 3D World, and Mario already knows who Rosalina is. But of course, then you have the whole universe resetting thing, and Super Mario Galaxy 2 is a retelling, sort of Super Mario Galaxy 1, except the universe doesn't reset at the end, because now it's just the present universe, because Mario figured out his mistake the first way round, and defeated Bowser. It's a very complicated timeline, but whatever. They are the games I think you should buy for the Wii U and the 3DS. Donkey Konga. Donkey Konga is a series of 3 games that is on the GameCube, where you use the Donkey Konga bongos to beat out songs. It's a rhythm game, made by the same people, Namco, I think, does these, I don't know what they're called, but these drum games. Donkey Konga came at an interesting time for the Donkey Kong franchise. See, the company Rare was just bought up by Microsoft. Now, what is Rare? Rare is the company that used to make all of the Donkey Kong games. They made Donkey Kong Country, Country 2, Country 3, Land 2, Land 3, 64, and had a few ones in development for the Nintendo GameCube. However, tragedy struck when Microsoft bought up Rare for development for the Xbox and Xbox 360. So they could continue, because they had an exclusive franchise called Banjo and Kazooie, so they could continue with games like Banjo and Kazooie Nuts and Bolts for the Xbox 360. I have never played it. Rare then went on to develop games such as Connect Sports Season 2 and 1, both of them. And a lot of Connect games before eventually going to Sea of Thieves and finally becoming an interesting company again. But that left Donkey Kong in a very interesting spot. See, Rare could make portable games for Nintendo consoles. I don't think they could release them under Rare, but they still could release them. So they made a few, but Nintendo were mainly looking for new developers to develop the Donkey Kong series, which led them to Namco to develop Donkey Konga, a spin-off to the Donkey Kong series. This game makes no sense. So Donkey Konga has a wide variety of licensed songs that baffle me. Specifically the European one. So it's got your normals. I'm going to Google the list. It's got 99 Red Balloons, All the Small Things by Blink-182, All Right by Supergrass, Back for Good by Take That, Busy Child by The Crystal Method, Canned Heat, Cosmic Girl by both of them by Jamiroquai or something, Dancing in the Street by Martha and the Vandellas, the DK Rap from Donkey Kong 64, the Donkey Konga theme, the Donkey Country theme, and then we get to a really weird one. Don't Stop Me Now by Queen is in the European copy of the first Donkey Konga. I like the song. That's not the problem with the fact that they put Don't Stop Me Now in a game rated G in Australia, which, if you don't know, is the lowest possible rating you can get. I want you to think about the lyrics to the song Don't Stop Me Now, specifically the opening part, not the verses, but the intro. I will say them to you. Tonight, I am going to have myself a real good time. I feel a hive, and the world is turning inside out. Yeah, I'm floating around in ecstasy. I'm floating around in ecstasy. That line is kept in the European copy of Donkey Konga. Donkey Konga marks the very first Mario series game, I guess, to mention ecstasy and drugs. Sort of. Dr. Mario, I guess, mentions drugs, but it's the first one to mention ecstasy. What the what? It doesn't stop there, though. Let's get on to another part of the song. I'm a shooting star flying through the sky. Something, something, something. Something, something, something. I'm a sex machine, ready to reload. Like an atom bomb. I'm about to whoa, whoa, whoa. Da 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 da. Whatever. I'm a sex machine, ready to reload. That's in Donkey Konga. Rated G, by the way. Just gonna let you know, rated G. Which means normally no sexual content, no adult content, no swearing. It's the same rating that, like, Wii Sports has, or Carnival Games, or Yoshi's Woolly World. Like, my god, Mario Odyssey, I think, is even PG, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Mario Odyssey is PG, for God's sake, but Donkey Konga can mention sex and ecstasy, and it gets a G rating. We got some other random songs like the Turkish March by Mozart, September by Earth, Wind and Fire, the Hungarian Dance No. 5 in G minor by Johannes Brahms, I think. I don't know how you say your first name, but it's Brahms. The Mario Brothers theme, I'm pretty sure it's in all of them. Yeah. Random. I haven't looked at what's in Donkey Konga 2. I'm actually kind of interested to see. By the way, Donkey Konga 3, Japanese exclusive. Only the Lord in the heaven above knows why it's Japanese exclusive. Anyway, not the North American. Although the North American little weird thing about Donkey Konga 2, it's got All-Star by Smash Mouth. Oh, it's in the Europe. All-Star in Donkey Konga 2 makes no sense. That's so interesting. What? And there's got Are You Ready for Love? Elton John. Boombastic by Shaggy. Breakfast at Tiffany's, Blue Deep Something. Good song. Contact by Roger Sanchez, the Donkey Konga 2 thing. Yeah. Don't Let Me Be Misunderstood by Santa Esmeralda. Don't Let Me Get Me by Pink. Sorry, P exclamation mark NK. Drive by Incubus. Elaine Klein Natch Music. What? Oh my god. Sorry, I just kept going down. I'm a Slave for You by Britney Spears is in Donkey Konga 2. So you scroll down a bit more and then you get the Pokemon theme. That makes sense. Is that the... I wanna be the very best. Yeah, it is. Sick. That's so weird. The Japanese one is the Dreamon intro. Sick. That's the Pikmin 2 theme song and the Naruto ending theme. I'm sorry. Okay, now I'm just... This has just turned into me fascinated by the songs that they've picked. The Japanese one doesn't have anything interesting in the first game. Not really. North America has We Will Rock You. That makes sense. Because it's a drum and you would go... That's what you do. You go ding, ding, clap. Ding, ding, clap. That's how Donkey Konga works. That's so cool. They don't have 99 red balloons though. Anyway, let's look at Donkey Konga 3. This is only going to have Japanese songs, but still. It's got a lot of J-pop. It's got the Full Metal Alchemist opening theme. Rewrite. The Naruto theme. Pokemon theme. Dragon Ball Z theme. The Fire Emblem commercial theme. It's got one song that's Western, Entertainer by Prater and Hayes. It's got the Star Fox Assault theme. It's got the Dr. Mario. Oh my god, it's got the Pac-Man theme. Anyway, Donkey Konga is the most wacky thing I have ever heard of. But you know what? That's fine. Because this has been the Hismario123 show. Tame your phone, quackers.